All right, we are talking about rotations around a given point. This is very similar to what we did yesterday in that I will teach you two different methods to do this. I would like you to try both methods on this piece of paper. Let's go ahead and talk about our first method. Our first method is to literally spin the piece of paper the amount that we need to spin it. I have to use the top right button here that turns the paper. I've just rotated it 90 degrees. I can rotate it 180 degrees, and then I could rotate it again to do 270 degrees. I've rotated it 360 degrees all the way around. Look at number 4. I'm going to do number 4 first. I'm going to go ahead, rotate my paper 180 degrees. Now I can start writing. My paper doesn't let me write on it once it's been spun. It discards the notations. So we're looking at number 4. I've already rotated my paper 180 degrees. From here, I'm going to notice that it wants us to revolve around this point, which happens to be in the middle of our shape. What I like to do at this point is go ahead and just kind of put dotted lines in to represent the X and the Y axis. We disregard the other ones now. Don't worry about that. We're going to just use these. From here, I'm going to make a handy-dandy little list of our points. So, using our new axis, where is point G? Well, we don't go either way, left or right, but we do go up 1, 2, 3. So point G is going to be point 0, 3. Using similar logic, we can go over 1, down 2. Point H is going to be 1, negative 2, when we are using our point that we need to rotate around as the origin. We could also go over to point I, same logic, to get negative 2, negative 2. All right. At which point, we would go ahead and return the paper around. Now, my points are going to go away here. It's going to make me discard my changes once I've done this. See, it's making me discard my changes. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate it around again, and I'm just going to put back what was already there. Your paper should just already have it there. That's the magic of paper and pencil. So once again, I'm just going to put back in our axes through our point that we were rotating around. We're going to disregard the other one. We're not going to use that. We have our points. G is 0, 3. That's just left over from what we already did. I'm just copying it back over. H was 1, negative 2. And I was negative 2, negative 2. So then from here, we simply plot the points. So G, you go over 0, up 3. We're going to label that G prime. H is 1, negative 2. We're going to go ahead and label that H prime. And I is negative 2, negative 2. So I plotted that point. We can connect our dots. And there is our shape. So that is one way to do this. We're going to use number 3 as our example of how to do the other method. That does not involve flipping our paper around. I call this method the slopes. We are going to use the slopes of the line. Now, I like to start with the point closest to our given point, which in this case I'm just going to highlight in blue. I like to start with the closest one and then go out, but you can do these in any order. So we'll start with S. I like to just draw a little line between S and our point. In this case, that is going to be 1 down and 2 over if we walk along the grid, meaning the slope of S is 1/2. Now, if we look at this line from left to right, it's going down. So this is actually indeed a negative slope. Okay? We want to rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise. Now, keeping in mind, counterclockwise, we're going to be going this way. So I'm expecting our shape to be kind of somewhere over here because we're spinning our entire shape that way. So to rotate 90 degrees, we have to take our slope, we have to flip it and reverse it, or find the opposite reciprocal. So we're going to flip it over to get 2 over 1. And it's currently negative, so we're going to undo that, and we're going to make it a positive, meaning we're going to go up 2 over 1. Our new spot is going to be right here. We're going to call that S prime. I'm just going to quickly draw a little line between those 2 points. And I just want to point out that if you are worried about where it should be, take a corner of a piece of paper and put it right there. See if it fits. If it matches up, then you have correctly gone a 90-degree angle. Now, at this point, I like to kind of erase out the marks that I don't need anymore. Oops, I erased the blue dot. I'm going to put that back to go ahead and do our next one. Once again, we're going to draw a line between R and our dot. We can count the slope of that line. We're going up 2 over 2. And as we look at it from left to right, it's going up. So therefore, the slope of R is 2 over 2 positive. Now we have to flip it over, giving us 2 over 2. In this case, the numbers are the same. And we put a negative out in front. We want a negative slope. So from our blue point, we're going to count down 2 and then over 2. By the way, if this actually said 270 degrees, instead of going down this way, we would be going the other direction. But since it's 90 degrees, the process is the same. We've made our point R prime, so let's go ahead and do our next one. Erase out the extra marks. All right, let's go to T. Let's draw the line between our blue dot and T. Let's go ahead and count it. We go up 4, over 2 in a negative direction. As you look at this line from left to right, it's going down. So therefore, the slope of T is 4 over negative 2. So we're going to flip that over, giving us 2 over 4. And they're both positive now because we had a negative slope before. Now it's positive. So then from our blue dot, we're going to go up 2 over 4 to make T prime right there. I'm going to erase out our marks that we don't need anymore. Oh, we lost the blue dot, so I'm going to go ahead and put that back. All right, our last one is going to be Q. All right, we draw the line between Q and our blue dot. We go up 5 and over 1. So therefore the slope is 5 over 1. We flip that over, we're going to get 1 over 5. Now, it was positive, so we have to make this one negative, meaning we go down 1 and over 5. Yes, we're kind of off the grid for this one. That's okay. It's a possibility for some of your other ones as well. Oops, that was funky. And there is our shape. As always, let me know if you have questions.